Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
Mayor of Atlantic City, Marty Smalls. Welcome, sir.
What's up, DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy?
Marty, what's up, King?
Pleasure for me to be here.
Now, for those people that don't know, you just became mayor at the end of 2019.
Yes.
The previous mayor was arrested for wire fraud.
Yes.
So let's talk about that, how you became the mayor of Atlantic City.
Well, by law, by act of law, I was the city council president for the city of Atlantic City.
Mm-hmm.
And by statute, if something was to happen to the mayor, the city council president ascends to the position automatically. So around 5 o'clock, October 3rd, I became the official mayor, acting mayor of the city of Atlantic City. Then the next day, we held a private swearing-in ceremony and then a public press conference to announce me as the new mayor. And, you know, it's not the traditional way to get the seat, but as I always said, at the same time, it's an incredible opportunity. So then there was a couple more hurdles. We got support from the Atlantic City Democratic Committee, 33-0. And that was the next step. And then it went to City Council, who by unanimous vote selected me. And on October 15th, the acting title was removed, and I'm to serve until the special election coming up in June. And then that will be for the balance of his term. And then next year is the full 4-year term.
Okay. What did you think of him as a mayor before that situation happened? They say he stole like $87,000 or something like that from a youth basketball team.
Yeah, I mean that's unfortunate, and I always stayed above the fray, and I wanted to let the legal process play out. As I stated oftentimes, that was between him and the FBI, and the world saw the final results. I mean, you know, it's his situation. I'm not going to kick the man while he's down, but I can only say that I'm ready to take Atlantic City to the next level and various levels. And with that, you know, Atlantic City's a gold mine of people. And like I was telling Envy, we're fighting this change of government where retired North Jersey Senator Ray Lesniak, billionaire casino owner of resorts, Local 54, Bob McDevitt, who's the head of the casino unions, they are conspiring to overturn the city of Atlantic City's government because they can't control who's in charge. I've always been one that's been purely for the people, not for the power brokers, and I'm always going to do what's best for the city of Atlantic City. So they had a petition. We believe that the petition was defective. How they got the signatures, they played on people's emotion. When we had a spree of 3 murders in 10 days with 2 females getting killed, they said, if you want to stop violence, sign this. When the Section 8 list came out, if you want to get on the Section 8 list, sign this. So it looks like we're headed for a battle on March 31st to change the form of government, and we're just telling people to vote no. And if this can happen in Atlantic City, it can happen in any town.
So what are they trying to do with Atlantic City? Are they trying to control Atlantic City so they can do what they want to do with the casinos?
The casinos, everything is tied to North Jersey casinos. And we already had an overwhelming referendum where the voters, about 86%, rejected casinos in the North. So you question, why would someone from Elizabeth, New Jersey be interested in saying we need a better government for Atlantic City? So if the yes prevails, all 10 elected officials, the 9 council people and myself, are immediately gone. And
so who would run Atlantic City? How was Atlantic
White
City
people?
run?
yes, it's definitely racist. And people that know me know that I speak my mind. This couldn't happen in any other town. Like I said, the state of New Jersey and the money that goes out of the city of Atlantic City to the tune of $154.5 million that the residents of Atlantic City don't see. So all of those amenities and things that you get. So Charlamagne, you come to Atlantic City tomorrow, right? And you stay till Monday. You stay at, pick a casino, Hard Rock. You park your car, that's parking tax. You check into the room, that's hotel tax. You say I'm going to a concert that night or buy a drink, that's the luxury tax. After the game, after the concert, you say, look, it's a West Coast basketball game on. That's sports betting. When you do that 3 days in a row, the city of Atlantic City doesn't get a penny.
Where does that money go to?
The money goes to the state of New Jersey. And they wonder why, because our casino industry in 2014, 5 casinos closed and over 10,000 people lost jobs. And as they say, so goes Atlantic City, so goes the region, so goes the state. When we were the golden goose, when we delivered $5.2 billion in casino revenue in 2006, everybody loved Atlantic City. Money was flowing. But all of a sudden, when we had an economic downturn, nobody's, exempt from that. That's the country. That's the world.
So all that money that comes into Atlantic City, the residents of Atlantic City gets none of that? They don't
None.
use that to build nothing up, the schools?
Zero.
The
We
roads?
have no additional revenue streams, and that's why.
Damn.
That's crazy. That's why Atlantic City look like that outside of the casino area.
Well, and we're trying to change that, and that's why I'm here today to let everyone know that there is a beautiful city. There's some strong, resilient people. We're going to defeat this change of government, and I'm going to carry out my mission and vision to make the city of Atlantic City all that it can be by diversifying our offerings beyond casino gaming. I mean, those days are over because there's a casino in all neighboring states. We probably going to feel the blunt of Philly Live, which is opening by Lincoln Financial Field, home of the Philadelphia Eagles. I know I couldn't say that on here, but I said it. But that's going to have an economic impact. So we have to do different things. We have to get housing. That's why, we brought you, Caesar, and everybody else. We're trying to leverage our relationships so that way we can rebuild our rateable base and become self-sufficient and not rely on state funding or anything else.
Yeah, out in Atlantic City, I would say, if you are an investor or you want to be a first-time home investor, they have a lot of units in Atlantic City, and they were all inexpensive. They're not too expensive. So if you're the first time trying to buy it, we try to promote people to go down to Atlantic City and really check it out because you could purchase a home for anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 for a first-time home investor where you can rent it out and fix it up. Shaquille O'Neal has invested millions in Atlantic City. So many different people. We also do a lot of the toy drives and turkey giveaways because, just being in Atlantic City and seeing everything out there. But how can people start to change that so that the city gets some more money and that the people in Atlantic City, we clean it up a little bit, get some of those, homeless people out the streets and the row homes that are crack dens and fix a lot of that up?
And we're aggressively working on that. I delivered my State of the City last week, and we touched on all of that. The blight, as a matter of fact, one of the hot button topics. I'm scheduled to have a call tomorrow with Car Icons people who own Trump Plaza. That's the last building that still exists of Donald Trump's.
So what are we gonna do with that building?
And I want to tear it down. And Trump is appearing in Wildwood on Tuesday. I'm gonna have a press conference right in front of Trump Plaza on Monday and demand that they stop holding the people of Atlantic City hostage. It's not accepted in any other city but Atlantic City. But we have some great partners working with the state, working with the county to try to figure it out. CRDA to tear that building down because it's an eyesore. And
it just looks bad.
Yeah,
so it's no political reasoning why you want to tear it down.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been sitting since 2004. When you drive into town, everything else is lit up, the skyline, and right smack there in the middle of the city look like a haunted castle. And you see two big concrete barriers that fell from the building. Debris is always falling on the boardwalk, so it's a safety hazard as well. So my administration is going to lead the charge to get everybody to the table to tear that down. That will be an attractive development piece for any developer, Center City, oceanfront.
Mm-hmm. How come, because I remember Atlantic City was supposed to be the Vegas of the East Coast.
It was at one time.
Why do you think it never reached that full potential?
Well, I mean, I think if you look how Vegas morphed, if you look at the numbers, it's more retail and entertainment than casino. And that's why I said we have to diversify because we were the monopoly on the East Coast. You could only gamble on the East. It was either Atlantic City or Vegas. Now you have casinos in Delaware, Maryland, New York, everywhere. So people, the downturn in the economy, which makes people make a choice. I mean, you have a budget in your home. You can't go to Atlantic City for a weekend. So it's like, let me hit these slots 3 miles away. No one has the amenities that we have. We have the beach, the boardwalk. We have some of the best restaurants in the world. So I take Atlantic City. I mean, Atlantic City is attractive, and we want someone with entertainment experience, as DJ Envy knows well. He DJ'd one of my white parties, and we are open for entertainment too. It's wide open. We are going to have an urban festival on the beach called Wave 2020. I'm claiming it now. We're going to have DJ Envy's car show this year, or else, and and we have this festival. It's called Ready, Ride, and Roll, where it's going to utilize the convention center as well. I always thought, and I plan to leverage my relationships in the entertainment community, Atlantic City should be a hotbed for some award shows. We have the facilities, we have the hotel rooms, we have world-class facilities in town. It's just that we're coming back Atlantic City is not dead. As they say, the rumors of Atlantic City's demise is greatly exaggerated. And, I plan to lead the charge, bring like-minded people to the city of Atlantic City and kind of change the climate and the culture as we're doing in City Hall. And speaking of Shaquille O'Neal, he partnered with Wasim Borai on a 250 luxury apartment unit in Atlantic City, and it's 85% sold out, and it's not even a year.
Shaq ain't playing.
So
I dig Atlantic City. I'm actually going to be in Atlantic City this weekend. My daughter's cheerleading competition.
Yes.
Yeah. So I like Atlantic City. Even when I was a dirty, filthy dog who didn't know anything better about life, but I used to go to Atlantic City to creep, right? And the only thing I used to not like about Atlantic City, you be gambling, and it'll be like homeless people just walking to the casino.
Well,
and I stayed at Rebel one time, and I'm like, how can just walk in here like that?
Well, let me tell you. In addition to the city's residents not getting their fair share, and just real quick, for the sports betting tax in the state legislation, and I testified in front of the Senate and the Assembly, in the sports betting legislation, it said any township or municipality shall receive 1.25% of the revenues. Mm-hmm. The Atlantic City bill was rewritten to redirect the money elsewhere. But back to your point, people near and far, municipalities near and far, send their less fortunate people to Atlantic City. We call it Greyhound therapy. Here's a one-way bus ticket to the city of Atlantic City. Go figure it out. That puts pressure on our public safety and everything else. And look, at the end of the day,
you said they were sending homeless people to Atlantic City,
yes,
one-way ticket, and be like,
go figure it out.
Wow.
And then they come here. A lot of people have mental issues. And at the end of the day, look, we all have family members and friends who are on hard times, and they all God's children. But it puts pressure on our public safety. We have to deal with them when they're there. And like I said, we're working with CRDA. We just approved $100,000. I sit on that board as well. That's the Casino Reinvestment Development Authority. On that board, we let them know that we wanted to, do things a different way. So they allocated $100,000 for this year to send people back to their destination. And they said in the report in 2019, the furthest person the destination away, they sent someone back. They reconnected them with their family to Sacramento, California.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. So what's next for Atlantic City, man? How can we help you with Atlantic City and people out there, and especially in Jersey, help with Atlantic City?
Well, if you can bring awareness to what's going on with this change of government, as I stated, it is deep. It has a racial component to it. And, you have people that can run the city of Atlantic City. They say that it's about the finances when spending is down. They say that the government is corrupt. Yes, Atlantic City has had its history of corruption. I've been through my fair share of nonsense in that area. And by the grace of God, I came through it, and I'm still here standing stronger than ever. But just promoting awareness, because if it can happen in Atlantic City, they could come to your town next. For all the celebrities, entertainers out there, we are wide open for business, for festivals and different things. We have Beta Field, which is 141 plus wide open land. It's the former airport, the first airport in the United States. So, we're just open for business, and we want people to come down and invest. And if you think about it, we haven't done a good job of marketing to the urban dollar. If you think all the major metropolitan cities, which have urban centers, are 3 hours or less away. You have Philadelphia, New York, Delaware, the DMV. So, Atlantic City is a hop, skip, and a jump. And like I said, we have fine facilities. On the government side, I'm going to do my best to attract investors and keep having people come down and just, showcase the city, because it's a lot to offer, as you know, from the various times that you went down. And the citizens of Atlantic City would like to thank you for all you've done promoting the city of Atlantic City. And we did a massive toy drive in Charlamagne. They slept on me too. So
they slept on you?
Yeah, he's like, him and Caesar's like, flipping NJ, shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, man, you better make sure we bringing all these toys there. You better make sure it's people to get there. We were sold out in about a half an hour. We had to go down to our stretch. Line was wrapped around the block.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did 3 days of giving, where we went to 3 different places: New Jersey, New York, and Atlantic City, and gave away 1,000 toys each. And this was not donated by anybody. This was not one of those things where people give us free toys. We actually paid. We pay for the toys and all that, and we do it for communities that we try to invest in, that we look forward to investing, because the community rocks with us, so we try to give back in the communities that we invest in.
Do you think representation matters for young black kids coming up. And the reason I asked that is because we had Dame Dash here, and he was talking about politicians and why, we don't encourage kids to be politicians. And I was like, because they not cool. But when you ain't got no suit on, you got the Jordans on, you got the hoodie, you got your radio show, like, do you think that matters?
I mean, I think it matters because I came from the hood. And, it was a struggle. I grew up in a house in Atlantic City with 8 women right across the street from the worst neighborhood in town where I grew up. And the church and Boys and Girls Club and PAL and sports activities was my safe haven. And I've always been one to want to be involved in the community. Even when I was a kid, everyone said that one day, you're going to be the mayor. And being involved in that urban environment, everyone is stereotyped. I'm not supposed to make it. And when you educate it as well, and you have a foundation where you can have a conversation with the guys on the block to the billionaires in the boardroom, that's dangerous. And that's why, we believe I was targeted unfairly by the state of New Jersey in 2 trials, which they tried to eliminate my career before I started. Was in 2005, was, indicted for election fraud, 9 counts. Trial was supposed to last 2 weeks. The trial lasted 4 days. As a matter of fact, I remember the next morning on a local talk show radio, the jury said that they really wanted to send a message and not even deliberate and just come out and say not guilty. But one juror had to take a smoke break. Another one had to go to the bathroom. So that's why they said I was acquitted in under 20 minutes. And if that wasn't enough, 2 years later when I first ran for mayor, 4 years later when I first ran for mayor, they really had an axe to grind, so they wanted to get me. So what they do this time, they wired an informant who I went to high school with for sound and video. He followed me around for 4 months, got absolutely nothing. This time they said, well, we're going to indict basically his whole campaign. They indicted 14 people, 2 people caught pleas. The rest of us went to trial. I was in the first 6 because they really wanted me, and I was on trial for 6 months. Just trying to say it's the longest trial in Atlantic County history, and I was overwhelmingly found not guilty in that. And just to say how politics rules today, we were guaranteed at least $1 million lawsuit because we overcame the obstacles of immunity. 7 Superior Court judges said not guilty. At the time, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie was running for president, and my case went to the Supreme Court. The same appellate division that ruled in our favor, the Supreme Court said send it back to the appellate. A year later, it was denied because that was a high-profile case, so they swept the rug up under me. I was left for paying over $250,000 in legal fees, taking time off from the job, stress with my family and everything. But those life experiences have made me who I am today. I love Atlantic City. Like I said, its people are great, and everywhere I go, I'm going to always continue to promote the city and try to put us in the best position possible. So I think it's important that people from such neighborhoods get involved in politics because ultimately, I'm the chief executive officer of the town that I grew up in, and I have a saying that I'm Atlantic City born, I'm Atlantic City bred, and when I die, I'm going to be Atlantic City dead.
Word.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you for joining us, brother.
Absolutely.
Mayor Marty Small Sr.
And
give me your Instagram and all that stuff too, so people can
yes, if you want to find out the latest that's going on in the city of Atlantic City, please follow me on Instagram. It's I'm Marty Small. That's IMMARTYSMALL. Also, I do want to take a shot at you. You're a Dallas Cowboys fan.
You already know.
We got your coach fired, and we won a division. And Envy.
For what?
I was in the governor.
For what though?
I was in the governor's box, and you was talking trash to me the day that we played the Giants, and we clinched the playoff berth on your home field. So
what?
I wasn't being
so
serious.
I won a
None of it means nothing, Marty.
Because the Super Bowl is in what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
And none of our teams are there.
None of our teams are there. They didn't even get close.
Yeah. Well, Charlamagne, if you want to get in Atlantic City this weekend, man, you better be quiet. Stop you at the toll. But I do got a little presentation, a little surprise.
Okay.
Call him in there. And they're running his mouth.
This ain't some of Atlantic City's finest adult entertainment, is it? We all married.
Oh, man, nah. And as I told you, man, my wife's a good fan of yours. What you doing?
Exactly. I was about to say, we all married men in there.
Hey.
All right. I have a presentation This is the proclamation of the city of Atlantic City. And can I read it on there?
Yeah, please.
All right. It says, whereas the Breakfast Club is a syndicated radio show based in New York City that currently airs in over 90 radio markets around the country and is also televised on the Revolt TV network, whereas the Breakfast Club is hosted by DJ Envy, Angela Yee, and Charlamagne the God, who presents the latest celebrity and hip-hop news and focus on progressive politics and social topics in the most entertainment and unique format. I'm going to skip some down, but it says, whereas the Breakfast Club, every day millions of listeners and viewers across the country turn into the Breakfast Club for a thoroughly entertainment experience while gaining knowledge and insight. And whereas I, Marty Small Sr., mayor of the great city of Atlantic City, desire to recognize the Breakfast Club and proudly commend DJ Envy, Angela Yee, and Charlamagne the God for their continued commitment to inform the public. And now, therefore, I, Mayor Marty Small Sr. of the great city of Atlantic City, hereby proclaim Tuesday, January 23rd, as the Breakfast Club Day in the city of Atlantic City, and wish you continued success.
Thursday, you mean?
There we go.
Thursday, thank you, though.
Thank you.
Thursday, January 23rd.
There we go.
Oh, we got to do something in Atlantic City now.
There you go.
Now we got to do. Now.
Well, I'm going to try to, on the station that I'm on, I'm trying to talk to them to get the Breakfast Club syndicated in Atlantic
What's
City.
the station?
96.1.
96.1.
So
Then we can work that out.
Wow, thank you.
We can
We'll be
ask around and
talking.
work that out. I like
And
that.
We got our own day in Atlantic City.
There you go.
yes. And I have another presentation.
You just giving all types of gifts over there.
This says, Key to the City.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I like that.
It says, Key to the City of Atlantic City, presented to DJ Envy in appreciation for your outstanding efforts to market and promote Atlantic City.
That's
and it's
dope.
Thank
dated
you.
Mayor Marty Small Sr., January 23rd, 2020.
Thank you, sir.
Wow.
That's dope.
Congratulations.
Can I open up any door with this?
I don't know about that.
Is Chick-fil-A open on Sunday with that?
And lastly, this was a surprise. So Eddie F knew about this a week ago.
This is dope, man.
So, but this one says, City of Atlantic City, Key to the City, presented to Flippin' and J,
Yeah.
Caesar, in appreciation for his outstanding efforts to promote and market the City of Atlantic City, Mayor Marty Small Sr., January 23rd, 2020.
Caesar wants to know that open Chick-fil-A on Sunday.
Shut up, man. Shut up, man. He's on a diet, man. He's ass, man.
Yeah.
Well, Marty, we appreciate you for joining
That's
us, man.
dope.
Nah,
Thank
man,
you so much,
I appreciate the opportunity, and like I said, Atlantic City is all the way back. We have a lot of exciting projects. A lot of developers are coming in to develop beachfront housing, entertainment attractions. So anyone out there, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you're a celebrity, DJ, or entertainer, I'm sure you can reach these guys at the Breakfast Club. They got my personal phone number. And as I stated on social media, follow me on Instagram. I'm Marty Small. That's IMMMartysmall. And I just appreciate it. And once again, it's a great day here in the city of Atlantic City, even though we're in New York, but that's our tagline.
There you
That's
go.
right. It's Breakfast Club Day.
That's right. Well, I'm going to hang this up right here so we can see it every day.
Yep.
Now, I'm
My
going to put
man.
this in my office. I ain't messing with y'all.
FYI, I
Black
just want
people
to
might
say
see
that Mayor Marty Small is the first person to ever give the Breakfast Club its own day.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's dope,
Yes.
man.
We appreciate what y'all do.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Marty Small.
No problem, man.
Eddie, you knew about this? Oh, I didn't know. All right, man.
Come on, man. Eddie F. go back from the Power 99 days. Give him the Philly Sports Report, Eddie F. One time. Even though we're not in Philly country, but, I've always appreciated our relationship and everything, and I'm glad to see that you moving up the ladder, and it's a blessing.
All right. Well, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.